Good afternoon, RE/MAX. Oh, let's try that again. Good afternoon, RE/MAX. Even better. I hope you guys are enjoying your R4. My name is Adam Sarden. I'm an area vice president for the Central Region, and I am extremely excited to be introducing your speaker for this session, 15 Strategies to Create More Business. Jared James has become one of the best follows today on places like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, LinkedIn, and his popular podcast, Today with Jared James, because of his no-nonsense advice, motivation, real-world sales, tips, and videos. He's an in-demand speaker, as well as an entrepreneur and author of the book, Get Out of Your Way. His company, Jared James Enterprises, has become one of the most effective coaching companies around, helping thousands of students to create more predictable businesses. In his previous career selling real estate, Jared has built one of the largest and fastest growing teams in the US, earning him a spot on the Realtor Magazine's Elusive 30 Under 30 edition. Currently, Jared not only runs one of the largest coaching companies around, but he also leads one of the fastest marketing companies, Jar-J Media. To get his message out, Jared speaks all over the world to tens of thousands of professionals every year and was even named one of the top 25 most influential people in the real estate industry today. So join me in giving a warm RE/MAX welcome to Jared James.
Are you guys serious? That is the greeting after 2 days at R4. Come on, guys. You guys excited to be here? Woo! Guys, it has been a couple years, no? Have we been through a couple of years, guys? It's been a little different. I said to an audience recently, and it didn't go over well, and yet I'm going to do it again. If anyone wondered what the world would look like when the participation trophy generation grew up, welcome to 2022. Thank you, literally you, whoever that is in the back there, I appreciate that. Guys, you gotta understand, I'm going to a lot of places right now. Some of the jokes are just for me, okay? Guys, has it been a couple of years? How many of you are here for the first time in years, like live? Let me see your hands here, guys. Make some noise if you're here for the first time in years. How many of you forgot how to be an audience? We're all getting back into it as well, okay? It's been a doozy, right? I said to someone recently, I said, if you would have told a family 15 years ago that they were going to gather around the table, smoke marijuana, and the illegal part was going to be the gathering, yeah, guys, that's the way this is going to go, okay? Real quick, first off, thank you guys. You chose me over the pool on an 80-degree weather day. Wow, kudos to you. Like, someone's like, it's 80 degrees out there? Shoot, I'm getting outside. Hey guys, real quick before I get going, in all seriousness, I think you guys know this. I don't say this everywhere I go. This is my favorite place to come, okay? Like no joke. When I worked as an agent, I worked for RE/MAX, okay? One of my best friends in the world now runs RE/MAX. Believe it or not, we're real friends, okay? I know a lot of you ask me all over the place, are you and Nick real friends? We're real friends, okay? So for me, this is so cool. I love this place so much. You guys see these kicks? You like my RE/MAX kicks right there? Yeah. Guys, should I just talk to them the whole time? Like, are you kidding me right now? I know it's the end of the day, but I got 2 sessions right now. Can we commit to a little bit of energy? Now, I know it's been a while, so some of you just wore yourselves out. You haven't yelled at an event in a long time, but are you enjoying the conference so far? Right? Like, how cool is it getting around people? And you know, when they look at the #1 reason why people attend events, my ego would like to say it's because of me, it's because of this. Do you know what the #1 reason is? It's you with all of you. It's networking. It's the relationships. How many of you have been coming to R4 for more than 5 years? How many of you look forward to how many of you miss the people who you didn't get to see for years? And isn't it funny, guys, the whole world, it's crazy. When the world went nuts here, everybody's like, this is the new normal. We're just going to do everything virtual from now on because we can. How many of you know there's a difference between going to a concert and watching a YouTube video? Right? Like, the worst thing you can do to a prisoner is throw them in the hole, isolation. And then we hit COVID and everybody's like, oh, everybody's going to stay away from each other forever. This is what's going to happen. Guys, bull crap. Like, there is something about, everyone's going to work virtual. Nobody's ever going to see each other. Every open house is going to be virtual. We'll just put a chip in our glasses and we'll never see anyone ever again. This is a great idea. And then depression goes to all-time highs, prescription drugs to all-time highs, like all these. People need people, right? Guys, we can't say that we are a people-oriented business. We are a relationship-oriented business. And then decide that our whole world is gonna be run on Zoom. Okay? Look, I love me some Zoom. Isn't it awesome to be able to do that? Isn't it awesome to be able to FaceTime? Yes? Yes or no? Okay, but I'm zoomed out. Any of you zoomed out? Now here's the good news. Here's the good news. Hopefully you're not afraid of video anymore. Because if you are, right? Like a lot of you finally got comfortable with video. Is that true? And some of you got too comfortable with video. Some of you used to get all dressed up. Oh my God, you're looking good. And now you go to the weekly sales meeting and people are like, does Diane know she's on video right now? Like, does she know that the camera is on, right? And if you know someone like that, okay guys, just so you know, if you can't think of that person in your office, it's probably you. I'm gonna throw that at you. You're like, no, nobody's like that in our office. Everyone's looking at you right now. Like you've gotten way too comfortable and somebody's got to say something, okay? And so the world has changed, guys, and we live in a world right now where, yes, there's more opportunity than ever. Did you guys hear what Nick said yesterday when he said you're the first company in the history of the world to do 2 million transactions in a year? Did you guys hear that? You know, I'll give you guys a little insight. So the night before, I usually get in early, and he and I go to some pool off in some secluded area, act like 12-year-olds, and go over his presentation, okay? Now, I couldn't do that because I was on vacation in Mexico. I'm usually much paler, just so you guys know. I know some of you are confused right now. Thought I was making powder too. But no, I actually have a little bit of a tan. So I couldn't come in early, so I came in Sunday, and then he called me right before I was heading out to go meet somebody for something. He calls me. He's like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I just got in the taxi. I'm going, whatever. He's like, I'm just working on this presentation. And he's not going to say, like, please, you know. And I'm like, all right, I'm turning around. No, don't turn around. I'm turning around, right? So we turn around, we start heading back, and we start looking at the presentation and looking at everything, and he's showing me all the stats, showing me all the stuff. And I said to him, guys, one of the things that's really cool about this company that he's running right now is that, guys, I know a lot of CEOs of companies. I'm trying to not say the wrong word here, but I know a lot of stiffs. I know a lot of people who come out and they can't even say, good morning, RE/MAX, without reading the teleprompter. You guys know what I'm talking about? And so we start having this conversation, and I said, dude, just be yourself, man. Like, go out there and tell them, hey, we didn't lose $250 million in a quarter and try to convince everybody this is a great business model, right? You guys are being run soundly. I love the foundation conversation. Did you guys pick up on that? The foundation's amazing, guys. The foundation of a business, the foundation of a house is the most unsexy part of the house. It's the one that takes the longest to build. There are no tray ceilings in the dining room without the foundation. The foundation is probably gonna get covered up by siding and you're never gonna see it again. And yet, it's the most important part. Do you know what RE/MAX has above and beyond any company in this business? You have the best foundation there is. And you have a leader who's gonna take that foundation and bring you guys into the place that you need to be. If you're sitting in this room, you made the right decision to be here. If you're sitting in this room and it means that you're working with RE/MAX, you made the right decision to work for the company you are, because I'm a part of those behind the scenes conversations about what's going on and where you're going and what we need to do, and some of your feathers are gonna get ruffled, and that's not the way we've done it. Hey guys, one of the quickest ways to underperform on your potential is to get romantic about what got you there. I'll say that again. Okay, that applies to everything. One of the quickest ways to underperform on your potential is to get romantic about what? About what got you there. And I'm happy to say that that is something that is not gonna happen with you guys, but what I also know is this: we live in a time right now where there is more opportunity than ever. Now, I hate it when people like me get up and go, how awesome's the market? Isn't it amazing? Guys, it's tough right now. Can we be very honest? It is tough right now. It's the toughest money we've ever made in this business. And when I say that, everybody thinks, yeah, if you're a buyer agent, it's so difficult. You got to make all these offers. Guys, if you're a listing agent, it's tough. You try calling 37 people and telling them no while they scream at you and yell at you. And the reality is this business right now is what? It's tough. It's not for the easy. It's not for the, I watched HGTV, so I'm going to be a millionaire. It's not for those people right now. Yes, we have more opportunity than ever. Look, we live in a world where everybody's showing you all the disruptors, all the competition, all of the this, that's going to displace you. Realtors know more. Do you know what happened in the last 12 months? Commissions hit a record high, an over 16% increase. And the first time in our history, $100 billion with a B was paid out in commissions to real estate agents. During a time when you weren't going to be here anymore. Now, you know why that wasn't a headline? It's not clickbaity enough. It doesn't sell enough views. And so you can either get caught up in the clickbait, be the most active one in the Facebook group, or you can actually make freaking money. Any of you follow these people on social media who, like, every time someone says something, they're there? Every time, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, when are you selling a house? When? They got advice for everybody, except for how to sell a freaking house. You guys know anyone I'm talking about right now? And so we have greater opportunity. We have the greatest opportunity in the history of our world, over $100 billion in commissions. But here's the interesting part. Out of that $100 billion, 50% of the agents made 91% of the revenue. Yeah, 50% made 91. Now, I know that you are not in this room because you are mathematicians. But if 50% made 91%, that means 50% made, I did this last week and he yelled, he goes, 8%. And I was like, oh, you should not have yelled that. Because there's a 100% chance that I'm probably going to say something, right? So it means 50% agents made 9% of the revenue. Now here's what I also know, guys. Stats don't tell us what is, they tell us what was. Think about that for a second. Statistics do not tell us what is, they tell us what was. Because statistics are gathered over a 12-month period, right? And by the time you're getting it, you're getting a snapshot of what? The last 12 months. You are not getting right now. It's not showing you trends, correct? And so here's what I'm telling you. While 50% of the agents are making 91% of the revenue and 50% are making 9% of the revenue, what I'm telling you is that that number is skewing right now. And a lesser percent of agents are going to start making more of the money. Because we are in an industry now where what you do matters. 25% of the agents make 75% of the transactions. Think about that for a second. It's not all even, okay? And so here's the thing. What you do actually matters. I'm going to do a very how-to presentation right now. I don't know. I think it's called 15. Is that correct? I think that's because 12 or 17 doesn't sound like a good title. I'm not sure how many I'm going to get to, guys. I might do 18. I'm not sure. But we're gonna fire hose in a second here, okay? Now, you are never going to be able to do everything I talk about, right? But what do I want you to be able to do? Pick a couple. Pick a couple. Right? At the end of the day, why do you come to a conference? Happy hours are awesome. The pool is incredible. Ask the people there now, like everything. But at the end of the day, you want a result. True or not true? Okay? And when you overthink, you create problems that don't even exist. When you live in your head, you create problems that don't even exist. True or not true? Okay? Anybody know what I'm talking about? I saw a showering meme the other day. Don't worry, it was clean. Pardon the pun. Told you some were for me, guys. And it said what really happens in the shower, and it said 3% bathing, 97% winning fake arguments in your head. So wow, that is true. That is very true, okay? So guys, I'm gonna go on this, I'm gonna go next. And at the end, like I always do, guys, I'm gonna give you an opportunity for any of the templates I talk about, any of the scripts and dialogues I go over, all of the slides, all of that stuff. I'm gonna give you an email you can send to, and within a couple days, my office is gonna send you everything for free, okay? I'm not selling you a thing today. Like I said, every template, everything you're gonna get. Every slide I'm gonna give you for free. Does that sound like a good deal? Okay. For those of you in here, in 15 minutes, they're gonna start taking pictures of the slides. I didn't change my mind. There is nothing you can do that's gonna stop me from giving you the slides, okay? Now, I want you to know there will still be people. Just watch, okay? You're going to get the slides. Does that sound like a good deal, guys? All right. So I want to do a very practical session with you right now. I'm going to go old school. I'm going to go new school. All I care about is what works. It's not about old school, new school, guys. It's about what generates results. We have thousands of students all over the world. and they're doing all of these things we're talking about. And here's what I know. If it can work for someone, it can work for who? If it can work for someone, it can work for who? Now, we love to create narratives. That doesn't work. I tried that. Usually the issue is not the tool. It's the implementation of the tool. Usually the issue is not the strategy. It's the what? The implementation of the strategy. Can you imagine if you flew in like Back to the Future from 15 years ago, got into a brand new car, and you're going, where do you put the key in? This car doesn't work. Is the issue the car, or is the issue you? So yes, things have changed. Yes, we need to be very specific about what we do. Yes, what we do matters. Yes, the strategy that we follow matters. But the strategy you cannot follow as a result of coming to this conference is hoping to God you get more business. Hoping to God that it happens. Oh, I hope. Nick said something the other day that him and I talk about frequently, which was inventory is only low when you don't have the listings. Okay? How many times have you guys heard me say visibility trumps ability? You're going to hear me say it for the next 50 years, God willing. Visibility trumps ability. Visibility trumps, you have to be there first. What you do matters. By the time you hear about a listing, it's too late. Too late. What we do. You guys want to do a little exercise? Want to motivate yourself? I don't mean exercise like get up and... Okay, that's not what I mean. If you want to know what your potential is in the market, do me a favor when you leave here, okay? Go look up in your MLS, in your area, go look it up in the last 12 months how many transactions happened. Then I want you to look up and I want you to subtract how many transactions you did in the last 12 months. The number you're left with is your potential. You need to ask yourself, why did those people close without you involved? Why did it happen? Because you weren't an option. Now look, are there people who have friends in the business? Are there people who have moms in the business? Sure, that's a very small percentage. The rest of those people, you know why you weren't? Because you weren't an option. I put up a thing on Instagram recently. How many of you follow on Instagram right now? I mean like follow me, not just follow, but how many of you are following me on Instagram right now? Awesome, the rest of you? You're dead to me, just want to let you know that. Kidding, not kidding. I put up a thing the other day on Instagram. You can fix that now. I heard someone say, you can fix that. You can fix that. There you go. There you go. I put up a thing the other day and I said, your job in this business very simply is to get people to know you, K-N-O-W, so they have the opportunity to know you, N-O. You get that? Your opportunity, your job in this business is to get as many people in your area to know you, K-N-O-W, so they have the opportunity to know you, N-O. If you're in this business and you're scared of rejection, if you're too insecure to get rejected by somebody who's got a shorter memory, whatever, than the 6 seconds of a goldfish who won't be thinking of you 3 seconds later, who potentially is worth tens of thousands of dollars to you, but you just can't get rejected, you might be in the wrong business. Because the key to being the most successful agent in your area is being the most rejected agent in your area. Anybody need to hear that again? You want to be the most successful agent in your area? Be the most rejected agent. How did I get here, guys? Do you know how many no's I got? You know how many calls I made to local associations? Do you have any idea how many people said no to me, who I now get the chance to say no to them? Think about that for a second. Rejection is your friend. It is your friend. When the goal is no, you don't feel so bad when it happens. You get that? When the expectation is no, when they say no, next, your job is to get as many people to know you as possible, K-N-O-W, so they have the opportunity to know you. Your business will grow in direct relation to the number of people yesterday who had never heard of you, but have to make a decision about you today. You guys follow that? Your business will grow in direct relation to the number of people who yesterday had never heard your name and today have to make a decision about you. How many of you before you walked in here had never heard of me before? That freaking hurt. Not so fast, guys. Come on, seriously. We were going right up front. Are you kidding me? Who the heck let her sit here? Come on. I'm just playing with you. That's right. We'll get her to the back soon, I'm sure. She'll learn. Show me your hands again. How many of you have never... Okay, all right. It's actually not that bad. That's cool. That's cool. I actually get excited about that, guys. If I'm being serious, I make jokes about it, but I freaking love that. I love that so much I can't even tell you. You know why? Because every single one of those people to me is an opportunity. I'm like, you don't even know me yet. Here we go. You see what I'm saying? You need to look at your marketplace like that. You need to go look at your marketplace and say, how many people don't know me? They just don't know. How many people are not getting the chance to know me? Good night, everybody. You can go with that. Like, you're good, okay? All right, so we're going to get into it, guys, right? We're going to get into the how-tos and all that stuff. Old school, new school, the whole thing, okay? So who's ready to get going? How about in the cheap seats? Who's ready to get going? I mean, damn, guys, I'm sorry. They just showed you up. I'm sorry. Like, apparently they're serving beer up in the bleachers today, so long as you don't get in any kind of fights, we're good, okay? There you go. Yeah. Yeah, this is where I wish I had one of those stages that walks out halfway and I could just, I love you guys. Guys, that's where I used to sit when I used to come here, by the way. When I come to R4, that's where I was, somewhere up in those lights right up there, listening to people like me. So appreciate you guys, seriously do. So let's get into it. Who's taking notes today? Guys, just lie to me. Who's taking notes today? You taking notes? Okay, you remember 10% of what you hear. You remember 30% of what you hear and write down. You remember 70% of what you hear, write down, and teach to someone else. So what do you think you need to do today? Hear it, write it down, go back to your offices and teach them. How many of you know someone that should be here right now, but they're not here? Okay, let's give them another chance, okay? So you guys teach them or you get them here. What time's my next session, 4? I think 4 o'clock we're talking about, I forget the title, guys, but it's basically going from solopreneur to running a business. How many of you know you need to run a better business? Right? Run a better bid. We're going to talk about that at 4 o'clock. Hopefully I'll see a lot of you here for that, okay? So let's talk about this, guys. There's 3 types of traffic within a business, okay? There's 3 types of traffic. One is the kind you pay for. Some of you are like, I don't pay for traffic. Yes, you do. You pay by money or you pay by time. One way or the other, everybody's paying for traffic. Then there's the kind that you earn. That's doing podcasts and doing that kind of stuff where you're creating the visibility. Social, you're bringing them in. Then there's the kind that you own. What kind do you think I want you to have? Own is your list, guys. Own is your database. Remember I talked to you guys a couple years ago and I talked about the power of the database. And I talked about how in your database, when you have a large database, you are now direct to consumer, which as an entrepreneur is something you need, guys. I run 4 different multi-million-dollar companies right now. You know why? I've got a massive database. Every time I want to launch something or do something, we go send to hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people who go, I know him, I like him, and I trust him. Any of you have any entrepreneurial tendencies? Guys, I say this all the time. Entrepreneurs are people who work 80 hours a week, so they never have to work 40. And if you got entrepreneurial tendencies in this room, okay? If you have any kind of interest outside of real estate, any of you get a little tired of real estate? Oh my God, guys, nobody's here. Your clients aren't here. It's okay. What, every one of you wakes up every morning, oh my God, is there an inspection at 3? I've been wishing upon a star that there be maybe they'll find mold. And if you get a little tired of, the daily, come on, guys, they're not here. Yeah, right? So sometimes you got to understand that to have passion for your real estate business, you've got to connect your real estate business to something else you're passionate about, right? So you have a charity, you have another business, you have whatever, and your real estate business funds that thing because you build it to a point that it's an organism, it's a well-run machine. And now you have passion for your real estate business because you realize every time that real estate business happens, every time it grows, it's funding what? I just said it, guys, like literally 5 seconds ago. Like it was, okay? That's it, guys. That's how it happens. I say to you all the time, don't just listen to what I'm saying. Watch what I'm doing, right? That's the difference between me and a lot of people you're going to listen to. I'm not just a YouTuber. I'm a bit of a TikToker. I did get 500,000 views the other day, and I rubbed it in my kids' faces. Winning. It's the only thing I care about now is getting views on TikTok, just so I can go to my kids and be like, what? You said I was too old for this? What? How's your 270 views going? You need some tips? I could probably help you out. You want to tag me in it? Maybe you'll get more. Want me to throw you in your, maybe I'll tag you. Would you want me to tag? I'll help you out in this little TikTok world. So there's the kind that you pay for, right? There's the kind you earn, and there's the kind you own, which is your database. Let's talk about database for a second, okay? Throw those slides up, guys, if you can. Database. There's a few ways that we can leverage database. I'm going to nerd out for a second here. Pay attention. If you don't understand how to do what it is that I'm about to talk about, I'm going to give you maybe the most important tip that you're going to get all week long. You guys ready for it? If it's a little too techie for you, you've never done it before. You ready? Find a 13-year-old. They know what they're doing. And you got like a 5-year-old that works on iPad better than you, right? Okay, so one way that we leverage our database, by the way, you know why database is so important? Think about this for a second. The amount of time people are staying in homes has actually gone up now, okay? It used to be 5 to 7 years, it's now more like 10 years, okay? So that's not great for us, but it's what it is, okay? But what does that mean? That means if you have 1,000 people in your database, an actual nurtured, well-cared-for database, which most of you in here do not have, by the way, okay? If your database is your Gmail contacts, not winning, okay? Like your database. That means if you have 1,000 people, which is extremely small, by the way, that means if they're moving once every 10 years, that means that in your database, right under your nose, are people that know you, like you, and trust you, that 100 of them are going to move in the next 12 months. You ever thought about that? By the way, it doesn't only mean 100, because 50% of those people are going to buy or sell, 50% are going to buy and sell. It means you have 150 transactions sitting right under your nose. And you're walking around every day going, I don't know what I should do. I need more listings. Like, what do I do? What do I do? You guys ever thought of it like that? You have 150. What if you have 3,000 people in your database? How many of you have 3,000 or more people in your database? Okay, think about that. That means you have 450 plus transactions sitting under your nose right in front of you. That means that in the next 3 months, you have 120, or actually, yeah, 107 people, 112.5, do the math on that. You have 112.5 people in the next 60 to 90 days that are going to close, that are going to buy. Think about that. You ever thought of it like that? The number one place you need to be nurturing right now, database. We hear it all the time, but how do we do it? Well, here's one way you do it. You guys know about Facebook, Instagram marketing, right? Again, if you don't know how to do this, don't get caught up on that. Find a kid, find an agency, go to YouTube, it'll show you exactly how to do it. Saying that you don't know how to do it, or I didn't grow up with that. Guys, I didn't grow up driving. Figured it out. When you have a database, what you're able to do, we live in a world now with social, with Facebook, Instagram, these things, where you are no longer allowed to target. Everything is discriminatory. You can't target zip code, that's discriminatory. You can't, if you're a woman's magazine, you can't target women. It's discriminatory. You can't target anything, age, anything. It's all discriminatory, which is really marketing 101. Who is most likely to purchase this? But here's where the advantage goes. If you take your database, you have the ability to export your database. Just follow me, nerd out for a second. You export your database, okay? It's going to export that database in what's called a CSV file. It's an Excel spreadsheet, okay? CSV is comma separated values. Don't get caught up in that. When you export that database into that Excel sheet, you have the ability through Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube, all of these places to upload that list and create what's called a custom audience. You are now able to target again. So let's talk about how you get creative. What if you went and bought a Starbucks, a Dunkin' Donuts, a Tim Hortons, whatever it is, gift card? And you know how that gift card comes with a UPC code? What if you took a picture of that UPC on that gift card, that $300 gift card, that $250 gift card, that $500 gift card? You took a picture of it and you made an ad out of it. And you created an ad on Facebook and Instagram that targeted that custom audience of your past people. And it says, hey, if you're seeing this, it means that you're a past client of mine. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about you and I care about you. And I want you to scan this today and have a cup of coffee on me. I hope we get a chance to talk sometime soon. How do you think that's going to work out? I know how it's going to work out. We've got students doing it all over the world. Anybody else in your area doing that? What did Nick say yesterday? Sea of sameness. You think that differentiates you a little bit? Do you think they now think about you? Do you think that you now just created a client experience that they're telling all their friends about? Any of you you think you need to leave here and go do that tomorrow? Any of you think maybe you should find a 13-year-old? You got me? Okay, there's one thing you can do. What else? I've taught this one all over the world, right? Every single time. According to CoreLogic, in the last 12 months, the average home value has gone up $57,600. It's a 17.7% increase. That's a lot of value, guys. Over 50% of the homes in the US, forget about everywhere else, it's the same thing, but over 50% have more than $250,000 in equity. Is that an opportunity, guys? Do your people want to invest, but they don't know they can? So once a year, here's what I want you to do. Every single one of your clients, when they close, I want you to set up a reminder 12 months later on your CRM. That's that thing you all pay for but don't use. 12 months later, it's going to pop up with a reminder, or on your calendar 12 months later, and you're going to contact them. And you're going to say, hey, just wanted to give you an updated value of your portfolio. Notice the words, not CMA. I want to give you an updated CMA? What are you bringing the Country Music Awards through? Like what? They don't know what a CMA is, guys. That sounds boring and expensive, or cool if you like country music. Words you use matter. Hey, I want to give you an updated value of your portfolio. Why am I saying portfolio? Does portfolio speak to one property or multiple properties? It speaks to multiple properties. And that person on the other end is going, I know my mom didn't think I would amount to much, but I've got a portfolio. And you're going, hey, I want to give you an updated value of your portfolio. I'm not sure if you're aware, but you've got about $68,000 in equity right now. Are you aware that if you took about 34 of that and you bought this multifamily over here, you could generate about $1,400 a month in net income? And they're like, what? I could do that? Yeah. Now I'm making an investor out of my clients. Am I more than a door opener now? Guys, that's also, I'm reaching out with value. How many of you don't follow up with your clients because you don't know what to say? Okay? That's value, guys. That is value. And even when they don't take advantage of it, you touched, and now they're thinking about you, and now they're using you, and now they're not using other people. What about the next one? I'm not going to cover this one for the sake of time, but email marketing is a huge part of your business. It's the #1 form of marketing that still works. Oh, email marketing only has a 20% open rate. What's the open rate on your Facebook post? 0.004. What marketing are you doing that has a 21.6% open rate? I'm just curious. Let me know. Okay? So as part of what I'm going to give you guys for free, when you send out that email after and we send you all the stuff, I'm going to give you 5 different emails that I've personally written that you can use over the course of months to send out to your database and generate seller leads. Would that be helpful? Awesome. Thank you. I'll send it to you 4. Appreciate it. It's been a half hour, guys. It's going to be a rough day if I've already lost you. I'm just saying, okay? What about the next one? What about branded dollars? So many of you here are students, you know we teach a thing called the Core 100. If you don't know it yet, jump on YouTube and go type in Jared James Core 100. It's the #1 way I built my business as an agent. It's 100 different businesses or industries you could potentially be networking with. Not just the people at the closing, not just the mortgage, the insurance, the title, this, it's everything. People buy and sell more services at the time of a closing than any other time in their life. It's landscapers, it's a new dentist, it's a driveway sealer, it's all of these things. So what we teach our students is go create branded money, like Monopoly money with your face on it. Call it JJ Bucks. Jared James, don't call it JJ Bucks. Whatever your thing is, make it fun, put your face on it, put on a Monopoly hat, whatever you have to do. And every so often, send out JJ Bucks to your people to be used towards your Core 100. Here's $100 to use to anybody in my core. And now they're using your driveway person. They're using whatever else you want to have in there. And now when they do that, what does that person in your core feel like they want to do? Reciprocate back to you. And what did you do for your person? Value. And when they get those JJ Bucks, what are they doing? That's a moment. They're putting it on social. They're like, this is so much fun. Guys, be different. I was the #1 agent in the country under the age of 30 when I was 26 years old, right? Why did that happen? Because I changed into a cape and a phone booth somewhere? For any of you youngins, that's where Superman. Yeah. Different. How do you make yourself different? How do you create experiences that are worth sharing? How do you do that? As part of what I send out to you guys, I'll send you a link to a company that creates those kind of dollars at a very affordable cost. Have some fun with your people. Does that make sense? How many of you are going to try to do that when you get back? Okay, actionable stuff. Let's talk about another one. Video. We all know we should do video, right? Video. At the end of the day, guys, success in real estate is about saying the right thing at the right time to the right people. That's what success in real estate is. Say the right thing, say it at the right time, say it to the right people, and say it enough times. So we have a thing we've been doing with people. There's a line we use, and we use it in a lot of different ways. But at the end of the day, that line is very simple. Hey, if you or anyone you know is even considering selling, please let me know right away. I may be able to sell their house without it ever hitting the market. So we talk about ways to build that into all different types of marketing. Because every day, we need to say the right thing at the right time to the right people, right? Our job is to get them to know us so they have a chance to know us, right? So everybody, how many of you have a budget for your sellers? Meaning you market that listing, you put it out and play. How many of you have that, right? Okay, how many of you have a budget for your buyers? You promote your buyers. AV, I think the mic turned off because, okay? Well, that's not how we've done it. Quickest way to underperform on your potential is to get romantic about how you got here. You have a budget for your buyers. You know the number one way to get sellers? Buyers. Those things you don't want, you're avoiding, you gotta have the cheese to catch the mice, right? So you got a buyer, you have what the seller wants. Every buyer you get deserves this video, and I'll put this script in what I send you guys. And for those of you in here, they're like, oh, you know what, I just don't do scripts. Great, next time a conversation gets awkward, don't talk about the weather, since you don't do scripts. We'll just, okay. So here's the video you're gonna do. You're gonna either hold up your phone, or you're gonna look at a camera. And you say, hey, everybody in so-and-so county, wanted to let you know that I've got a buyer looking for a 3 to 4 bedroom, 1 to 2 bath, 1,500 to 2,000 square foot home in the so-and-so school district. Due to the low inventory, they've been unable to find anything, but they're ready, willing, and able to go. Can you do me a favor? If you or anyone you know is even considering selling, can you please let me know right away? I may be able to sell your property without it ever hitting the market. Did you guys hear the verbiage? Did I stumble with that verbiage? I'm a pro. You know why? Because I practice. If you're in this room and you don't practice, you're an amateur. You're walking around like an amateur trying to get paid like a pro. I don't stumble because I practice. I know my words. I know my verbiage. You shoot that video for every single buyer you get, and then you throw it out like the worm that's gonna catch the fish, and you put it on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I'm sorry, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube, I don't know what that was. I get very nervous in front of you guys, I'm sorry. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, put a $20 budget on it. Send it out to your, because you can't do zip codes, city or town. Now it's showing up in front of a bunch of people who don't know you, and all of a sudden, watch what happens. So people start tagging their mother who's looking to sell in that area. People start DMing you. And for any of you over the age of 40, that's a direct message. You're like, what's a DMA? What is a DMA? I had someone, guys, they just turned 40, so I can make that joke. It's on the table now, so I want to make sure you all know that. You're not going to cancel me. I know it's 2022. You're very fragile. Watch the people that start direct messaging you. Who are they ready to go? Like, who's your buyer? Do you think they're whatever? Watch whatever. Every buyer, you need to throw them out like the worm into the ocean, like the worm into the lake to catch those sellers. Every buyer you get should get a minimum 2 sellers. The greatest way, the easiest way to get sellers today is what? Buyers. Every buyer is an opportunity. Do you understand that? And I'm going to show you more ways that they're an opportunity as well. The next one, video, content library. Let's do an interesting thing right now. How many of you in the last week have watched 1 or more YouTube videos? Raise your hands real high. Raise them. Guys, look around. Look around. Look around. Look around. Okay. How many of you in the last week have uploaded to your YouTube channel your video? Lost a lot of hands, guys. We're acting as marketers differently than we're behaving as consumers. We love to watch video, but we don't give our consumers the same. You see? Now here's the beauty in that. While all the other people in here are avoiding doing it, it's an opportunity for you. I remember coming to this conference years ago, and I remember seeing somebody, I'm not going to name who they are, and I saw someone in the back that I was like enamored by. I grew up listening to them. I was like, holy crap, there's so-and-so. I was like, oh my God, act normal, like, you know. And I go over, I'm just gonna like accidentally bump into them. Oh, hey, you know, and like say hello and like say my name. And I go over and I go, hey man, and he goes, Jared James. And I went, what the crap? Like I urinated a little, I'm not gonna lie, a little urine. Not now, just for anybody, not now. Full control, full bladder control. I know I just turned 40, but I'm still a young 40. And he says to me, he goes, where the hell did you come from? He's like, I'd never heard of you before. And then you're everywhere. He's like, I'm losing events because they're waiting to see if you're going to say yes or not. And I'm like, I'm trying to play like the humble card. I'm like, you know, I'm just trying, you know, every day, just a little by little, you know, whatever. And you know what it was? It was that he had got romantic about what got him there. And I believed in the internet. I believed in visibility. And while he was sitting back doing what he always did, I was generating millions and millions of views, giving people an option in the way that they wanted to consume. And I tell you, you guys are in the same position now. I don't know what to produce for my content library when I put it up on YouTube. What questions do you get asked? Go look at your emails. Go look at your text messages. What questions are your consumers asking you? And then go make that video quick. Go into YouTube and type in a bunch of different things in your area. How to get pre-approved and wait, how to sell your house in blank county, how to do whatever. Look for videos that have the most views and then make that exact same video. Because now you're gonna show up right alongside them. You see how that works? It's the one, guys, it's the one that works. I met an up-and-coming coach. There's a lot of those in this business. Everybody who can't sell real estate gets into coaching. And so, is this being recorded? Prove me wrong. So comes up to me and he goes, dude, we're getting so much, I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. We're getting so many views on our website. And he goes, you know how we did it? And I said, what? And he goes, we bought the Google term Jared James. So everybody who types your name, they see us first. I was like, good for you, man. That's awesome. I actually appreciated it. That's awesome. They're gonna be a little disappointed when they click on the site, and I've aged, that's, actually aged down now that I think about it. I've de-aged, okay? But hey, beautiful idea. Look at what they're doing, okay? Go to TubeBuddy. You guys heard of TubeBuddy? Okay, go to TubeBuddy. It'll show you the hashtags that are used. It'll show you the titles to use. It'll show you all of those things. While everyone else in here thinks about it, you do what? That's it. What about local giveaways? This is huge, guys. Huge. In your community, this is very step-by-step too. In your community, what you want to do is you want to start doing interviews with people in your community, different restaurant owners, spa owners, all these different things. And what you want to do is do a giveaway. You want to interview the local Mexican restaurant on the new thing on their menu, the new burrito that's being offered. And when you do this video with them and you interview them for it, what's going to happen is they, not you, they are going to give away a $50, a $100, a $200, whatever the thing is that they want to give away. They're going to give away a $50 or a $100 gift card to the winner. And to win in this competition, to win in this contest, all you have to do is like this post, comment, tag someone below, make sure you're following, and share this to your profile. 5 steps, and you have an opportunity. We'll pick the winner this Friday. We started doing this with our students a couple years ago. We have students with hundreds of thousands of views, with thousands, because everyone wants to win the $100 gift card. And what does it cost you? And what happens to the algorithm when all these local people start sharing, start tagging, start commenting? So what happens? And every week you have a new video and it's highlighting your community, so now you become the community leader. And every week you're getting thousands and tens of thousands of views, and you're just the one, you're the one just putting it out there. What's it costing you? You guys following right now? You want to be the community leader? That costs you nothing. How many of you are doing that right now, exactly as I just stated it? Okay, look around, guys. Look around. Just want you to see what I see. Can I let you on a little secret? If I came and sold real estate in your marketplace, I would dominate you. I just would. Because I think like this. Not only do I think like this, I act on it. Not one idea has ever put $1 in my bank account, and not once when I thought about running did it burn a calorie. Wish to God it did. I actually don't, because then you all could do it. The fact that I have to actually put in the work separates. If you're going to put in the work to come here, if you're going to actually invest money, can't you go home and do the same thing? You guys follow? Okay, that community one right there, it sounds stupid. Like, guys, holy crap, does it work? And what you're going to do, and I know this, again, from students all over the world, is you will start having a backlog of people in your community calling you going, can we do mine? I'll give a bigger gift card. Like, can we do mine? And you will start lining up for the next year. You're gonna have to make a decision. Should I do other things to gain business? I think I need to go to his team building one, because I don't have enough time anymore. Watch. Next one. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on this, but how many of you run a podcast locally? Okay, guys, if you wanna get in with community leaders, if you wanna start getting the principals, the mayors, all these kind of people, start a podcast, play to their ego, and invite them on. That's how you get close to people. How many of you know people in your community that would benefit your business if you were closer with them or you knew them? How many of you know that you should have the local PTO president on your podcast? That's how you do it. You play to their ego. Create a podcast. Number of views doesn't matter. The fact that you sit across a table and you get to know every single community leader in your area, guess what's going to happen to your business? Podcast. Next one. Every action deserves a reaction. This is good right here. Every action in the marketplace deserves a reaction. I'm going to talk about 3, 4, maybe 3 templates, and I'm going to give all of these to you. I've been teaching this first one for over a decade. I know, tough to believe, but yes, over a decade. New listing prospecting letter. Here's what that means. Did you know that every time a listing hits the market, statistically within 30 days, another one does? Did you know that within 6 months, 2 to 3 more hit the market? Did you guys know that? So in other words, every time a listing hits the market, we know what's about to happen. Does the current listing agent own that market? Nope. So we have a thing called a new listing prospecting letter. The letter, every time, here's what you're gonna do, step by step, and do this according to your structure. You're gonna set up on your MLS, you're gonna set up a saved search as if you're a buyer in all the neighborhoods you want listings. Make sense? And if you have an assistant, it'll go to them. If you have a VA, it'll go to them. If you have an admin, if it's yourself, whatever your structure is, you're gonna get notified every time a listing comes on, because what happens within 30 days? So once that comes on, we're now gonna take this letter and we're gonna send it to the nearest 50, 100, 200, whatever your area is, this letter we're gonna send. If you're in the US, you're gonna use USPS.com, United States Postal Service. They have a thing called EDDM, Every Door Direct Mail, where you don't have to pay for postage. You can pick mailing routes, and the mailman or mailwoman will actually deliver to that area. Make sense? If you're not in the US and you wonder who can send to these places, there's a new startup, write this down, GOOGLE. Please stop writing. Please stop writing. I see some of you still writing, and I feel like a terrible person right now. I feel like such a terrible person. I need you to stop writing, okay? Okay, Google.com. That was mean, I get it. Okay, I get it. It's got a wealth of information, okay? New listing prospecting letter. Every time a listing comes up, every action deserves a reaction. You are gonna send out this new listing prospecting letter, and what it basically says is, hey, so-and-so, wanted to let you know that your neighbor's property just came up over at blank. Okay, am I starting with info about me or their neighbor's property? Why? Who do they care about? Okay, now we're gonna leverage Communication 101. Communication 101 says it's not what I say that matters, it's not what I say, it's what people, any of you in a relationship? How true is that? You ever got into a fight and you're like, I didn't say that. I did not say that. And they're like, well, that's pretty much what you said. Isn't there a TikTok trend right now where like the person's crying and they're like, my husband just told me he doesn't love me. And then like he's in the background and he's just like, I just said we're not going to so-and-so for dinner tonight. She's like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So he sent out this letter and it goes, wanted to let you know your neighbor's property came up over at blank, thought you might want more information, let me know. By the way, not sure if you're aware, but your neighbor's property being listed may have changed the value of yours. Okay, now I said may have changed. They heard went up. I did not say that. May have changed your value. If you'd like to know how it's changed, you can call/text me at blank or email me blank. I'm gonna be at this number till 7 p.m. tonight. I'm gonna drop a deadline. Deadlines make people reach out, okay? I'm gonna do that every single time a listing comes on in an area that I want, because I want that next listing that's gonna come up, and I need to be visible. I need to be there first. Does that make sense? What about another one? What about the buyer neighborhood letter? How many of you ever showed a buyer a house and they didn't make an offer? Okay, I wanna make sure that you guys are clear. I know that we're in an arena, but I can see you right now. You guys are aware, it's a very bright light, but I know that you're confused. When I ask a question and you don't answer, I'm looking right at you. It's like I'm in a simulation, nothing happened, okay? Now, unless this is the new agent class here where no one's shown a house. How many of you have shown a house and they didn't buy that property? Thank you, I just wanna make sure we're all in the same industry, okay? So every action deserves a reaction. So when you show that property, it means that property's what? Listed. So what's gonna happen in 30 days? And you have something that other listing wants. So we send out the buyer neighborhood letter and it says, hey, just wanted to let you know I showed your neighbor's property over at blank to my buyers, Johnny and Sandy. I'm gonna be very specific, okay? As I'm sure you're not surprised, they absolutely love the neighborhood. Unfortunately, it wasn't the absolute perfect property for them. What they're looking for is, and I basically describe just about every property in that neighborhood. And here comes the language. hey, could you do me a favor? If you or anyone you know is even considering selling right now, can you please let me know right away? I may be able to sell their house without it ever hitting the market. Did you guys see that? Over and over. Guys, that verbiage, you need to find a way to be saying it 30 to 50 times a day. You're like, what? That's going to get boring. Guys, I'm in 5 to 7 cities a week right now. My friends asked me recently, like, does it get boring? Like, you're saying similar things. Like, do you ever get tired of it? Do you ever, you know what I told them? I said, when I get in front of an audience, first off, I change it up based on, I don't go to a rival brand and go, look at my RE/MAX kicks. Yeah, I know you'd love that, but yeah. You clearly have my best interest. Thank you, sir. But I said to them, I said, you know what? When I say something to an audience, I think to myself before I go out, this is not the 1,000th time I've said this, it's the first time they've heard it. It's not the 1,000th time. I think about the people in the audience, I go, it's the first time they heard it. When you're saying this verbiage 30 to 50 times a day, it is not the 48th time you said it that day. It's what? First time they heard it. Okay? So I'm going to use that verbiage again. What about, you guys ever make an offer, it's not accepted? Okay? Buyer offer, not every action deserves a reaction. So what am I going to do? I'm going to look at that and I'm going to go, hey, I'm going to send out this letter. I'm going to give all these to you guys for free. Letter's going to go out and go, hey, just wanted to let you know my buyers made an offer on your neighbor's property over at blank the other day. Unfortunately, due to the low inventory, they got outbid, but as I'm sure you're not surprised, they absolutely love this area. What they're looking for is, hey, can you do me a favor? Where are we going right now? If you or anyone you know is even considering selling, you believe every action deserves a reaction. Does that make sense? Hey guys, what would your business look like if you did nothing but take that last slide I did, and every time a listing came up in an area, every time you showed a property in a neighborhood, every time you made an offer and it wasn't accepted, you were simply consistent with hitting that area for the next, how many of you know your business would look a little bit different? And the rest of you? I'm gonna skip that one with Ray. Okay, predictable marketing. Some of you look at marketing, right? You look at Facebook ads, which tend to work now because they do things like lead ads now, where it automatically collects information, doesn't lead the site. When you look at whether it's your Zillow, whether it's your Realtor.com, whether it's your, whatever it is you're doing to create predictable lead flow. A lot of you don't do it because you're like, well, marketing's expensive. And you got into the business, and let's be honest, all your broker did was say, talk to your friends and family, talk to your friends and family. Guys, we're the ultimate MLM. We're a multi-level marketing scheme, really. I mean, we should be Amway. That's what we are. I want you to talk to your friends and family, but there are so many other ways, and marketing is a part of your business. If you think marketing's expensive, there's only one thing more expensive than marketing. You ready? It's called being invisible. That's expensive. But you're like, I can't afford to do it. You know the easiest way to get money to pay for your marketing? Sell ads on your site. You got vendors you work with? You got vendors you work with? Do you have a lot of other options of people you could use? Is there value in working with you? Are you not the source of every single thing that happens? Sell ads on your site. Sell banners, $50, $100, $200 a month. You could generate, we have clients generating thousands and tens of thousands of dollars every single month because all they do is sell ads on their site, spaces on their site to be listed on their site. That they then take that money and they use it to what? Create more opportunities for those vendors. How many of you aren't doing that right now? Let me just show hands right now. What the crap, guys? Guys, raise your hands. How many of you are not doing that? Can everybody still look around real quick just so you don't feel like a piece of crap? Because I know some of you, sometimes it feels like I'm beating you over the head. There's your competition. You can go back and you can implement this, or you can do what? You can overthink it. I'm not sure. What if that happens and then okay. I would dominate you in your market. How about if we differentiate ourselves? Guys ever lost a listing? You ever lost a listing? So we use a thing I'll give to you in the listing called the Children's Listing Agreement. Now, word of advice. If there are no children in the home, I had a man ask me recently, he really challenged the idea of there's no such thing as a dumb question. He said, Jared, I hear what you're saying, but I went to a place recently where there were no children. What shall I do? I said, sir, you go apply at Walmart because you do not belong giving all of us a bad name. Okay? If there are no children, We do not use this tactic. Can we all agree? Okay, it's gonna go down real quick if you do that, okay? But if they have children, and I'm gonna give you this template, children's listing agreement. Halfway through your presentation, you pull the children over, you make them sign an agreement before the parents have ever signed one. And on that agreement, it says that they agree to make their bed, they agree to keep their room like this, they agree to do what their parents say, and when this property sells, they're gonna get a $25 gift card to Amazon, or to this, or to that, or to whatever. You own that child at that moment. They get to sign and be a part of it. Good luck to those parents trying to say no to you. You wanna win more listings? Children's listing agreement. It's freaking brilliant. I mean, it's stupid, but it's brilliant. Like, it's stupid, but it's brilliant. How about certified pre-owned? You guys ever bought a car, used car? Oh, it's got a 50-point inspection. It's like, well, it needs to be certified pre-owned. Why don't we do that in homes? Do it in your marketplace, differentiate yourself. Every single property you list, you're gonna pay to have an inspection done first. You're gonna make a deal with a local inspector. Because you do it so much, they're gonna do it half cost. Every property you list is gonna come with an inspection report already done. And any major stuff has already been taken care of. And any serious buyer is gonna get a copy of that inspection report. It's gonna come with the inspection report, it's gonna come with a 1-year home warranty, and now you can actually go out there and promote to everybody, certified pre-owned home. And it's different. They're like, what the heck is a certified pre-owned home? Now you've got a conversation going. Now the buyer's going to the next home going, well, is this certified pre-owned? And the agent's like, what? Differentiate yourself. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? Okay, how many of you have heard something today that you're like, I can do that? I'm gonna close with something here, guys, before I do the next session. But if you guys want that free stuff, do you see that email? That is a big picture of me. Holy crap. Okay. That never gets easy, guys. You know how you all don't like to hear your voice? Me either, okay? Guys, you see that email? All of you that are taking a picture right now, you could just as easily just send an email now, okay? Like, get out an email, send an email to yes, Y-E-S, at jaredjamestoday.com. Y-E-S at jaredjamestoday.com. Not jaredjames.com. Yes, at jaredjamestoday.com. You're gonna get an immediate email back. I don't even know what it says. It's a... Next class, I'm teaching on structure and stuff, so other people do that, okay? It's probably got some good info, but that is not the one that I'm talking about. Within a few days, you're gonna get an email that comes in within a few days, so you all don't flood us going, where's the email, okay? Within 72 hours, you're gonna get an email that says, R4 agents, here is the free training, here is the templates, here are the videos, here are all the stuff, and it's gonna get sent out to you and it'll all be on there. Does that sound like a deal, guys? Okay. I said it earlier, but I really, really mean it, guys. Did you come here because you wanted a result? You know, I remember running a 5K with my son years ago. He could probably now beat me. Don't tell him. My son was just on vacation. We're now eye to eye. He wears my clothes, my shoes, makes me feel real good, but he, half the vacation, got into bed with me and slept with me, and it was like a grown man. It was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. That's 9 seconds you guys will never get back, but I was just processing that. It was a little weird. It's very weird. So my son, we were running this race, right? And all these kids, when he was running with me, I was showing him how to do this, right? And all these kids were just flooring it. They were racing in the first half mile. And he's looking at me, he's like, Dad, we gotta pick it up. We gotta pick it up, Dad. Like, Dad, like, I can't lose. I'm gonna see them. I'm faster than them. I know I'm fast. I rock them at gym. Like, this can't happen. And I looked at him and I said, son, you don't win a 5K in the first mile, but you can lose a 5K in the first mile. Watch. It's a teachable moment. I say, you don't win a 5K in the first mile, but you can sure as heck lose a 5K in the first mile. And what do you think happened in that next half mile? All those kids started walking. They didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know. Let me tell you something that I know about this industry. Let me tell you about something I know about just this world success in general. In all seriousness, guys, consistency is undefeated. Consistency is undefeated. If water hits a rock long enough, it's not the water that disappears. You follow? Consistency. Some of you are like, I just need to learn to be consistent. Oh, you're consistent. You suck. Like, you're consistently bad. You guys know what I'm talking about. Someone say to your neighbor, he's talking to you. You're like, I need to learn to be disciplined and get up. Oh, you're disciplined. You get up at 11 every day. You're like, I need to get disciplined with my eating. Oh, you are all right. And the donut makers, they love you. Consistency is undefeated, guys. It wins every single time. I had a lady message me recently, guys, and I'll end with this right here. I had a lady message me, and she said, Jared, because I follow you online, follow all your stuff. She goes, you're such an inspiration to me. And she goes, how do you stay so motivated? And I think she was expecting me to say back to her, well, every day I get up in the morning, and I think about the 5 things I'm grateful for. God, make it stop. You guys really doing that? I don't do it every morning. I don't. I know what I'm grateful for. I love what I'm grateful for, okay? She goes, how do you stay so motivated? And I wrote her back and I said, I won't say her name, but I said, motivation is crap. She's like, what? Guys, do you sometimes feel motivated and sometimes not? Motivation is a bull crap excuse. That's what it is. You don't wait until you're motivated to follow through with what you learn at a conference. You make a decision, you make commitments, and you freaking do them. I was not motivated to get in the shower before I walked up on this stage. But you're welcome to all of you when we do pictures and say hello, I did shower. I didn't say, hey, ma'am, I'm real sorry. This is good. You might want to hold your breath. No motivation today. Wasn't feeling it. Guys, if you get anything from what I'm saying today, in all seriousness, motivation is bullcrap. When you ever have those moments you feel motivation? That's an awesome time. Take advantage of it. When I feel motivation at the gym, I go harder. When I feel motivation in my job, I go harder. But guess what happens when I don't feel motivation? I still do the freaking work. Because I made a commitment, and that's all that matters. You leave this conference. Look, I'm so glad that so many of you listen to my podcast. I'm so glad that so many of you, watch my YouTube videos. I'm so happy that so many of you recently are now watching my TikToks. I'm so glad that so many of you follow on Instagram. I'm so glad about all of that. And if I can help in any way to take your motivation someday and bring it up to a different level, that is freaking awesome. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But even when that doesn't happen for you, what you committed to, you still do it. Does that make sense? All right, guys. For all of us that aren't connected yet, I'm going to go back there and get ready for the next session. If we're not connected yet, guys, go to connectwithjared.com. Follow on all the platforms. Say hello, guys. I might step aside here and say hello to some of you if you guys want to say hello real quick, but I have to do it quick because I got to get back for the next session. How many of you guys see for the next session at 4 o'clock? We're going to build a business? Thank you, guys. I'll see you at 4 o'clock.
There's a place where the boat leaves from. It takes away all of your big problems. You could worries, you could drop them in the blue ocean, but you